As a business coach for wedding pros, I'm asked a lot of questions, but one of the most common questions that I'm often asked is, hey Candice, should I list pricing on my website? And in today's video, I want to talk about this topic. The truth is, it's actually very simple if you should list pricing on your website or not, but wedding pros get stuck in analysis paralysis about this topic all the time, and it doesn't help that there's a lot of hot takes about this topic in podcasts, on blogs, and yes, here on YouTube. So if you're a wedding pro and you're wondering whether listing pricing on your website is a good or a bad strategy, I'm going to share with you today what I think. If you're new around here, hey, I'm Candice Coppola. I'm a former wedding planner and designer turned business coach for wedding pros. I help you build a profitable wedding business with purpose. So be sure to ring that bell and hit the subscribe button if you want to have me on your team as your new business coach. As promised, in this video, we're gonna talk about pricing and whether it makes sense to put it on your website. It's a hot topic, especially this time of year during engagement season, AKA our sales season in the wedding industry. This is the time of year where we are out there, we are selling our booties off, okay? We've got couples who are getting engaged and they are looking for wedding pros just like you to help support them on their wedding day. And pricing on your website is one of those things that we wonder about, that we're curious about, and we analyze constantly and wonder, should I take it down? Should I put it up? Should I take it down? Should I put it up? And so in this video, I want to give you some reassurance as to whether pricing on your website would be a good strategy, or to give you some confidence to take it down and not keep it up on your website. Now, as a business coach, when I get asked this question, I like to know one of two things. If you're relatively new to the industry, or if you are getting a lot of unqualified leads. The answer to these two questions that I'm gonna ask you will help me to tell you what to do next. So let's start off with the unqualified leads. If you're a wedding pro who's getting a ton of unqualified leads right now, and they're unqualified because they can't afford your services, then listing your price on your website might be a smart marketing strategy. Yes, pricing on your website is a marketing strategy. Why? Why would it be a good strategy to list your price? Well, it can help people who are visiting your website, getting to know your business, filter themselves out before they connect with you based on your price. What I found is if you're getting a ton of unqualified leads, there's usually a few problems in your marketing and in your messaging, but you can start to control how many people are contacting you by listing your price. People will literally see your price and they will have to make a choice. Can I afford this, or is this way outside the scope of my budget? So putting your price on your website will help you from a productivity standpoint, from the standpoint of your time, how much time you're investing in consultations and emailing people and just going back and forth with inquiries, and will hopefully help to narrow down the people who are connecting with you. They've at least qualified themselves on your price, and so that becomes really a non-issue in the consultation process. So if you've answered like, yes girl, I cannot keep up with all these inquiries, and PS, they're not all great, a lot of them really suck. They're not my ideal client, they cannot afford my services, and so I'm doing all this back and forth only to find out that they're not choosing me because of their budget, and listing your price on your website is gonna be a smart move. Hang out to the end of this video because I'm gonna share with you where you're gonna wanna list your price. All right, so the next question that I ask is, are you new to the industry? Are you 2 years or less in business in the wedding industry? If you answer yes to this question, then you, my friend, don't want to list your price on your website. I know this might sound strange, shocking. You might be like, whoa, wait a minute, huh? Why is that? Well, I'm gonna give you a good reason. As a new business owner, as a new entrepreneur, you, my friend, you need to get in front of as many couples as possible. Not just to get business, but to learn the ropes, to learn your sales process, to learn how to sell, and also to get to know your customer. And so if you put your price on your website and people exclude themselves from talking to you because of that price, you're going to narrow your chances of having conversations with couples, asking questions, probing for information that will, in the long run, whether they book you or not, help you to build and grow your business, help you to build an amazing brand, in the wedding industry. You're fresh, you're new, and you need to spend time listening to your customers to understand what it is they want from you, what problems they're having, why they're reaching out to you in the first place, how you stand out in a crowded marketplace, doing some data mining, getting some information, and through that, you will be able to build and grow your business. Like, I mean, supercharge your business. But if you don't get in front of a lot of people and they're all saying bye because of your price, well, then you are not going to have all of those conversations and that information to scale and grow your business. So if you're new to business, I'm gonna tell you, don't put your price on your website. Wait until you get your footing, until you feel comfortable in the sales process, until you know who your ideal clients are, and you feel like you know them intimately, inside and out. You can finish their sentences. You know what it is they're looking for from a wedding pro like you. Then you can go ahead and put pricing on your website. All right, so I've given you my 2 pieces of criteria that I think about as a business coach for wedding pros, if you should put pricing on your website or not. Let's next talk about where to put pricing on your website, because this is what I see. When I go to a wedding pro's website to review it, to audit it, to give feedback, and they do have pricing, it's like nowhere to be found. I have to search for it. And so if you're gonna put pricing on your website, I need you to go big or go home. Like, I need you to make sure that your price, like, short of looking like one of those infomercials from the 90s with like pricing flashing, I need you to make sure that your price is big and bold and it can be found in multiple locations on your website, not just buried on your service page in like a gray font that's this big and hardly legible, okay? So here's where I want you to put your price. First, I want you to make sure that it is on that services page, and I don't wanna dig for it. I wanna know exactly where your price starts. You don't have to list your full price, but where it starts right on that services page. And if you have multiple levels of service, make sure your pricing is attached to each. I imagine different price for different levels. Make it big, make it easy to read, make it easy to see, and make it easy to understand. But that's not only where I want you to put your pricing. If you have a contact page, listing your price on your contact page is really smart. That's where people go to connect with you. And this can be like that last level of filtration to make sure the person contacting you can afford your services. And so you can have a small little paragraph, a little blurb that says, we're very excited to hear from you. Please note that our starting price for photography, for planning, for invitations, for floral design begins at insert the blank. And you can go another step further and on your contact form, literally on the form itself, list our starting price begins for planning or for photography at blank, and have them say, yes, I understand and this is within my budget. Like legit have them click a little box that says, yes, I understand. I know that might feel like taking it to the next level, but in some instances, if you're getting a lot of unqualified leads, that's the level we need to go to pre-qualify a customer and make sure that price is not going to be an objection that comes up during the sales process. So it's not just your services page, it's not just your contact page, but you can also list your starting at price on your about page. Let people know where your services begin and price to make sure no matter where they look on your website, they are bound to read it somewhere. Another little PS, a little side note, is that people don't read. They just don't. You think that they're combing through your website and they're reading all these beautiful words that you either wrote yourself or spent a hell of a lot of money having someone write for you, but they don't read. And so the information that is really important at this stage in the sales process for you and in your business, we want to make sure they see. And so we need to ensure it's not just in one place, not just in 2 places, but in as many places as possible so that they see it, they read it, and they comprehend it. Really important for pre-qualifying your clients during the sales process. So let's just recap really quickly. If you are brand new to business, you definitely don't want to put your pricing on your website. You need to get experience in talking with couples to learn more about them and how you're going to build and grow your business to serve your ideal customers. Listing your price means that some people won't connect with you and you won't get that information you need to grow. If you have been in business a while and you're just getting a ton of unqualified leads, there's more to the story, But listing your price can really help to pre-qualify and filter out leads that cannot afford you based on price, thereby freeing up your time and freeing up your productivity so that you spend more time on consultations and in your inbox with people who can at least afford you and less time on people who just can't put you in their budget. And listen, for anybody in the weird sort of purgatory, in the in-between, here's what I want to empower you with. Use your gut, use your intuition, and use your best judgment when it comes to listing your price on your website. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer, and a lot of you are gonna fall in this sort of weird in-between spectrum. You know best what's right for your business, and it doesn't hurt to experiment with putting it up or taking it down and seeing if that has any kind of result in the sales process for you. Business is just one big experiment. We're all just here trying to figure it out. And so my advice is to experiment, have fun, don't think too deeply about it, don't overanalyze it, try it. If it doesn't work, you're the boss. You get to just take it down. You get to just delete it, or you get to put it back up if you've taken it down. You get to make the decisions around here. And of course, report back to me and let me know your findings. Now, if this video has helped you in any way, give it a like, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. If you've got a Wedding Pro bestie and you want them to get advice straight from me, please share it. If you have any questions or any comments, leave them below inside this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.